Namaskar, good day to everybody. My name is Philip Francis Mascarenas, and I was working for an American company overseas, and that company, after training me, used to send all over the world wherever their company was starting production. And fortunately, my family was every time traveling along with me. And in 1987, my son was born in an American hospital. And my employment agreement, as per the employment agreement, my full family, including my parents, were entitled for free medical treatment anywhere in the world. Uh, when my son was born in 1987, the American hospital doctor told me, your son will be lifelong mentally and physically challenged. Not even God can heal him. Then, when he was 3 years old, there was no treatment. I just made a vow to God, promise to God, saying, God, heal my son. And if he is healed, for the rest of my life, I will serve these children. A miracle happened. When he was 4 years old, within 1 year, he started walking normally and all everything. Appeared for an interview, school interview, he passed. And then I told my wife, let's return to India. God is there, and I have experienced God through my son. I want to start a NGO for mentally challenged children. The first compliment my wife gave me was, you are a biggest fool. I told her, requested her, pack your bags. We landed in Bombay. Within 10 days, I landed in ICU, Patel Nursing Hospital in Borivali, due to poisoning. My wife had left me for dying. And when I gained my senses, the doctor told me it's a criminal case because of poisoning. But I told the doctor, no, I will forgive my wife because of certain reasons, and I do not want to put any criminal case against my wife. We returned home, and I told my wife, live your life, the money is there. I never disowned her. I never borrowed her from the joint bank account. I just told her, there is money in the bank, live your life and let me live my life. And I went to my hometown, Karnataka, that is in Mangalore, and started my NGO activities. And I had left the house which was in joint name, my name first and my wife's name second. Let them live, I said. And I continued with my work. Then in 2012, I needed more money to expand my NGO. There was no money. So I came to Bombay and I told my wife that I'm selling the house which is in my single name because I owe some money. Her own sister, my wife's younger sister, she had given me 10 lakhs for work, my work. I told my wife, I want to return that 10 lakhs and remaining money I want to use it for my charity work. Then my wife said, my younger sister is very rich, her children are in America and Canada, you don't have to give them. But I went ahead and sold my house, which was in my single name, and gave my sister-in-law the money with some interest, and rest I used for my NGO. But in order to capture that money, pocket that money, my wife and daughter went to MHB Colony Police Station with the help of Advocate Katie Thomas, who is associated with the Lowell and Associates, leading corporate lawyers. With this help, filed a domestic violence case against me, including incest. Incest is a father raping his own daughter from 12 years old when she was. And in 2012, she was 37 years old. And when the senior inspector of MHB colony was not listening to me, I went to the police commissioner who was Satyapal Singh. And after verifying my documents, he phoned the senior inspector in MHB colony and told him give Philip to police people and see that he goes into his house. So with the two police people from MHB colony, I go to my house, the police ring the bell, my wife opens the safety door and sees me and the police and tells us wait outside. We wait for some 30 minutes. Then Advocate Katie Thomas comes and looking at me screams, this man cannot enter the house. So I told very lovingly to that Advocate Thomas, here is my ownership paper, agreement and share certificate. And he started arguing. Same time, one of the policemen's mobile phone rang. And the policeman tells me, sir, we have to go back to the police station. There the senior inspector tells me, Philip, if you are concerned about your safety, security, about your life, keep your mouth shut and do not argue. Then I realized that this Katie Thomas has bribed the politicians, the police and the judiciary. The case went to the court. It took 3 years. In 3 years, I traveled every date 2000 kilometers. Every date I attended, whereas this lawyer and my wife, they remained absent. They took complete advantage of the law. But I never missed even a single date. And then at the end of 3 years, the judge transferred. And when the new judge came, he, an honest, upright judge, just within 2 hearings, he asked me, Philip, I know the facts. What do you want? Then I said, sir, I am tired. My aim is to increase the number of my NGO inmates, mentally challenged children and orphan children to 1,000. I don't want to argue and waste my time. My wife and daughter are after money and property. I will surrender my right in my house to my son, who is, my wife says, 96% mentally challenged. Little did I know, that time my wife had given a false certificate. He was working with a doctor in ophthalmology in the administration department. There was nothing wrong. He was all right. But my wife, to gain the sympathy of the court, but then I just surrendered. But now I know that my son is normal. He is working with the doctor. And then when my wife died on the 14th of February, just 5 days ago, I was in Bombay. I had gone to Orissa to bring some handicapped children to our NGO. So I was in Bombay for the 10 days. She died on 14, but I was in Bombay from 1st of February. Since I don't have a house, 10 days I slept at MHB Station on the platform. The police, I have given my card to the police. And I told them I run an NGO, 450 children are there and I am doing this work. I am traveling all over India, though I am handicapped. They didn't say anything. The toilet attendant, he never charged me. Otherwise they charge bath, 10 rupees, toilet and all. He never charged me because of my work. Then 3 days I was at Kurla railway station. There also the people didn't charge me for toilet and all because of my work. And I have their numbers. Then one night I spent at Borivali station. Then after knowing these things, somebody said, Philip, no more living in railway stations. I will sponsor your lodging. And that person sent me money. So out of these 15 days, 2 days I stayed in a lodge because that man paid. but, but yesterday I was at Vasai railway station. I had no money. So I was at the platform and two lady police questioned me, and then I told them my background, and they said okay. Then they sent me to the restroom. The lady police yesterday night, uncle, don't sleep, so sit here on the platform. On the first floor there is a restroom, go there. And that is how I spent yesterday night at the railway station. And then, meantime, just before my wife died, 15 days ago, I went to IC Colony Church when my wife was alive, living. I told the parish priest, I want you to counsel my counsel my wife and me. But then the parish priest said, IC Colony, I can't force your wife, daughter and son to live with you. They don't want to live with you. Then I asked the father, why? Call them, no, I have counseling. I had sent 4 new bungalows, Malayali Kerala bungalows to this father, parish priest, last month. And ask my wife which bungalow she wants, and I will buy it in her name. And I'll give some money, fixed deposit. I want to live with my family. But my wife said no when she was alive, just last month. That is the situation there. And then, now I request whoever wants to, will help me. Believe me, my 35 years of work for handicapped children and orphan children, God will bless you all in crores and crores of blessings. Forget about materialistic money. Take blessings. Whoever will help me, I will be grateful. My dream still, if I get my right in this house, I will give my daughter and son whatever is left from 450 children, orphan and mentally challenged. I want to take them to 1,000 before I die. That's why I even now travel to Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Assam. Please help me. Thank you.
This is Mohan Krishnan. I head an NGO, National Anti-Corruption and Crime Preventive Council. We are a Delhi-based organization. We have our head office in one of the chambers of Supreme Court, where our legal advisor is to take active part in our organization. After his demise, our chief legal advisor is Advocate Kishore Joshi, a senior advocate from Borivali. Now, this particular incident came to me a month back. Philip Mascarenhas came to me, and along with a ex-midday journalist, and he narrated all his ordeals, what he is facing since years, and seeing his condition, and he was ailing, and 73 years of age. He could not even talk that time. So I gathered all the papers he had. I took a Xerox copy of it. Then I made a synopsis, sent it to my lawyer, and a legally drafted letter was prepared, and we took it up with the higher authorities, including the Prime Minister's office. And while this was happening, he was staying in a place which was like a PG accommodation in Virar. So I sent the letter to the SP Virar and other authorities, including the central and state government officials. Now, then, while pursuing this matter, within a week's time, so happened that the lady who was harassing him and putting him in pain was his own wife and his children. And the children were at the dictates of his wife, and wife initially used the fertile mind of a lawyer and filed a domestic violence case against him. And in that she added one paragraph that my husband is to rape my daughter of 12 years. And while this application was filed, she was almost 37 years old. And putting this addendum, the application was dragged for almost 2 years. In the year 2014, the court, through the lawyer, pressurized him coerced him into signing a settlement deed in which he said he is giving his share of the property to his son, disabled son. And the matter was dismissed, and she had filed a divorce case on him in family court Bandra, where the court observed that whatever you are doing is for the property. So now, even now, if your divorce is granted, you will not get rights on your property. So when she came to know the judiciary is having that mindset, immediately she withdrew that case also. Now this all situation was going on February last, 5 days back, February 19th, 2025. She expired in Borivali, and then he went there to the church and he attended the funeral. He has given his being a legally wedded husband and married in as per Christian law. He has put forth, and the gatherings all in the prayers also he was present. Now he wants to go to the house because now the 50% part of his wife comes automatically to him, and he is the like a guardian to the children. Now again the same advocate comes in between, and where he had gone to the police station, initially the crime PI of MHB told him that there is no issue. The same midday reporter went along, said you will get your that nobody can stop you from entering your own premises. You're a shareholder of the premises. The agreement is in your name and your wife's name. Now your wife is expired, you have every right to go to the house. So then they told to come next day morning. Next day morning, everything tables turned, and there was somebody going into the senior PI's cabin, and suddenly they changed their view, and they gave a one sentence that if you want to enter that flat, you get a court order. So all this smells rat, and I fail to understand why the uniform gentry behaving like this. Why they are having a biased view on this matter, where a senior citizen is involved, and he can't even stand properly, and he's a cancer patient and disabled and 73-year-old. How long he's going to live? He is running an NGO with having more than 600 orphans. He's running an orphanage. He's running a home for aged there in Kerala, and doing so much of good work, noble cause. I've seen so many certificates where church has issued him appreciation certificates. So many priests are in favoring his acts, and they are appreciating his good deeds. Now why this is happening to him? We have raised it on our forum, and we will take it up with the Prime Minister's office, and we are sure it will appear on PM portal, and the police will record his statement and register an FIR. Thank you.